Kevin.
Hey, Sanda, how's it going?
Good, it's going good. Great music.
So obviously I'm your intern.
You are.
And I hear you're a little bit eccentric. But what was interesting was during our discussion earlier, you said that you understood why some people believe classical music to be boring. And obviously someone in my generation, I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on that issue and also what kind of sets chamber music plus apart.
Well, don't claim that I have all of the answers to why some people feel that classical music is boring.
Okay.
But I do think that sometimes they are right. And it's not that classical music is boring, but it's that classical music, the way it is performed a lot of the time, is performed in a very boring fashion.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of goes with this the time that we live in which people are so comfortable being the same as everybody else, not standing out, not being different, not offending anybody, not just kind of getting lost within the fabric of society today. And that impacts what happens in every walks of life. And so most of the time when you go to the symphony or the opera or the ballet, you tend to hear very unchallenging, emotionally performed works. People try to be politically correct in everything they do and everything they say and everything they create. They don't try to offend and they don't try to provoke and they don't, above all, want to let you know in on who they are. So that critically sets chamber music plus aside from the rest, because I think when you come to chamber music plus event, and they are events because as you know, we do music with the spoken word and sometimes visuals, you really get an inside glimpse to those who perform. We are very passionate about what we do and we are definitely not afraid to show it. We don't have any barricades or distance between us, the music that we perform, and our audience. We are all one in the same moment, sharing it together. And I think that creates a great deal of excitement and a great deal of passing from one to another gifts that are to be cherished forever. And you know what is beautiful about what we do is that you don't have to name it. In other words, we are allowing our music to touch us and in turn extend it to the audience, and they get touched and they don't know what moves them. But often they'll say, oh, you brought me to tears, or this was so beautiful, or this just, I couldn't believe it. And you know, I think that's what it's all about. That's why you go to a live performance. You want something that will touch you. You want something that you'll recall, not because all the notes were so fast or the notes were so perfect, but because it made you feel so out of your norm of and that's what art is all about. And that's why the criminality of not having arts in the school is all about, because you do not bring kids from a young age to allow them and encourage them to dare be vulnerable and allow outside stimuli to touch you and you in turn touch somebody else. That's what life is all about. That's what's being alive, is experiencing joy and pain and extreme ebullience and extreme sorrow and grief and all of that in one. That's what you know, we are alive, is when we feel. If we feel nothing, then it's a sad day.
Yeah.
So I think what really sets us aside is that emotionality, that it's part of who we are, it's part of what we do, and we are not embarrassed to allow it to show.
Yeah.
We are not packaged beautifully, you know, neatly wrapped in a Bloomingdale box. We are just out there, And what we do is so hard. It takes so much out of you that if you're trying to pretend it doesn't, it's all for nothing. Because, as you know, there is not a lot of money in what we do, so you might as well just really enjoy it.
Right.
And so that's how we are different.
So really it's that aspect that it's almost hard to explain because it's that intimate feeling that you get when you get the chills when you hear a performance.
Right.
And that really touches someone's heart.
Right.
Rather than the mind in a way.
Right. And what I think it is, it's a, you know, I really think that in a way, people are craving for it. And that's why people like to go to rock concerts, because they can scream and they can shout and participate.
Right.
What we do, it's all about that, except it's not in mass. It's personal.
Mm-hmm.
You can experience it for yourself and then share it with whoever came with you over a glass of wine or a nice meal or what have you. But you know, it doesn't mask your emotions. If you are going to be moved and the story will make you cry, tears will flow involuntarily off of you, and that's good. It's always good to clean the eyes and clean the soul.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you kind of letting us see in on the inside.
You're
and
welcome.
I'm really excited for November 29th, the first performance.
Should be a blast.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.